We decided to went back to Manila. Of course, those kidnappers are from here, obviously. Hindi ko lang alam kung sino at bakit nila kinuha ang pamilya ko. Lutang ako buong biyahe at namalayan ko na lang na nandito na kami sa loob ng unit ni Nightmare. Hindi rin siya nagsasalita at mukhang malalim ang iniisip. "Tell me what's happening, Nightmare." Sabi ko upang basagin ang katahimikan. Lahat ng nangyayari, it doesn't make sense. "What do you mean?" he asked confusedly. I closed my eyes out of frustration. "Sabihin mo, lahat ba ng nangyayari ay konektado kay Drevon?" I asked straightforwardly. Because if it's not for Drevon, I couldn't find a better reason for them to get my family. Don't overthink. Maybe they just wanted a ransom money. I laughed sarcastically on what he said. Ransom? Who in the right mind would go in a poor secluded island just to kidnap a ransom? Nagkataon lang ba? Nagkataon lang ba na kung kailan kami umuwi sa isla ay tsaka sila sumugod? Nagkataon lang ba na pamilya ko ang kinuha nila? Kasi para sa akin? Hindi. I shouted at him. Huminga siya ng malalim at nag-iwas ng tingin. "I don't know. Maybe you should ask him." Sagot niya. "No. Hahanapin ko ang anak ko nang walang tulong niya. I could do this without him." "I understand that he hurted you, but there's no other way than to tell him. The fact that those kidnappers could track you even in the most secluded island proves how powerful they are." Natahimik ako sa sinabi niya. I wanted to believe that he still cared for us, but I don't want to be disappointed over and over again. "I couldn't help you with this, Lev. Trust him this time," he said softly. "I'm done trusting him." Matigas kong sabi. "You don't trust him enough." Hindi ba? Hindi ko ba siya pinagkatiwalaan ng sobra? "You don't know how painful it is to trust him over and over again, but it always ends up in disappointments," I said bitterly. "He has reasons," he answered. Lumapit ako sa kanya at tinignan siya sa mata. "You know something. Tell me." Seryoso yung sabi ko. He suddenly became uneasy. He avoided my gazes. Hinawakan ko ang pisngi niya at pinilit na iniharap sa akin ang mukha niya. "Nightmare, please," I begged. Huminga siya ng malalim at hinawakan ng kamay kong nagkahawak sa pisngi niya. "Alright." Hinatak niya ako patungo sa isang sofa at sabay kaming umupo. "I'm not supposed to tell you this, but everything isn't going according to the plan," he said with frustration. "What plan?" I asked confusedly. "Do you remember Jacinto?" I nodded slowly. How could I ever forget him? The first person I killed and probably the last. "You know he's from Titan Mafia, right?" Muli akong tumango. "Yes," I answered. "They wanted Seafood's downfall. Jacinto's death put fire between the two mafias." Kumunot ang noo ko sa sinabi niya. "You mean there's a war going on between Seafood's and Titan Mafia?" I asked and he nodded. Napanganga ako sa sinabi niya. Then, if that's true, everything that Travis and I did was such a waste. Pinilit namin ilihim ang hakbang namin laban kay Jacinto upang pigilan ang gulo na mangyayari. But it turns out that everything went worse. And I was partly the reason behind that? I asked again, trying to stop myself from crying. "Of course not. Why would you be the reason behind that?" he said, pero umiling ako. "I killed Jacinto. And now, they wanted the revenge. Sila yung nagpadala ng death threats and I'm sure as hell that they're the one who kidnapped my family." I started to raise my voice and I'm being anxious. Nagsimula na rin pumatak ang luha ko. Paano kung may masama silang gawin kila Hunter? If that happened, hindi ko alam ang gagawin ko. "It's not because of you. It was no one's fault," he said, trying to comfort me. "Kaya ba ayaw na sa akin ni Drevon? Is this why he hates me?" Hinawakan niya ang kamay ko at umiling. "No. He's doing this because he loves you." Natigilan ako sa sinabi niya. "What?" I asked confusedly. Samantala, third person point of view. "Pinapatawag mo daw ako?" Tanong ni Jack pagkapasok nito sa opisina ni Drevon. Drevon was drinking wine from his cup, back-rested on the swivel chair and looking at the emptiness coldly. Possibilities. I need possibilities. Saad ni Drevon na hindi pa rin tumitingin kay Jack. Jack's forehead creased as he walked slowly towards Drevon. Umupo ito sa upuang kaharap ng desk ni Drevon at nagsali ng sariling alak. For what? Jack asked. A while ago, someone sent death threat to my office. It has a small bomb intended to scare someone who would open it. Luckily, Hunter threw it away. I just couldn't let that pass, Jack. Drevon said coldly. Is it from Titan Mafia? Definitely, Drevon answered. Then, let's just declare war. Sagot ni Jack na tila wala lang ang sinabi nito. I could definitely do that too, sagot ni Drevon. Napangiti si Jack at napailing. But you can't because you have a lot to lose this time. Pagtutuloy nito sa gustong sabihin ni Drevon. Drevon nodded slowly and drank from his cup. Tell me your plans. I'm good at giving alternate endings. Huminga na malalim si Drevon. What if I declare war against them? Drevon asked. Umayos ng upo si Jack at ibinaba ang hawak nitong baso. We will win, but I'm sure they would target Levi and your son by all means. Their life would be at stake. Worse, they would be killed, sagot ni Jack. Drevon clenched his fist. Just the thought of them dead make him want to kill everyone. What if I would just send Levi and Hunter abroad? Drevon asked again. Definitely not smart. They could easily follow them there and they would kill them, sagot muli ni Jack. What if I just accept Karina's offer? Tanong ni Drevon. Jack's forehead instantly creased. What offer? Tanong ni Jack, who obviously doesn't have any idea. Karina is the daughter of James Trevor, the leader of Titan Mafia. She promised safety of Levi and Hunter. In exchange, I would marry her. Jack was speechless. He never knew that, but he was forced to answer the possible outcome of that idea. If Karina would be true to her words, then Levi and Hunter wouldn't die. But obviously, you have to leave them behind. Jack answered. Napahawak sa kanyang sentido si Drevon. He's obviously having a hard time. That's better than seeing them die, Drevon answered, trying to convince Jack and himself that that was a better idea. You would hurt them, sabi ni Jack. I'd rather see that than seeing them dead, sagot muli ni Drevon. Levi would move on and find new man. Gagawa sila ng masayang pamilya with your son, while you would suffer in a loveless marriage. Hindi na muling sumagot si Drevon. Damn it! Drevon cursed out of frustration. Samantala, so, are you accepting my offer? Karina asked seductively while tracing Drevon's face with her fingers and her arms wrapped around Drevon's neck. Yeah, Drevon answered coldly. Karina smirked. It doesn't sound yes to me, she added. Drevon clenched his jaw. How he wanted to push her away, but he needed to do this. What more do you want? Drevon asked coldly. Kiss me. Karina smirked. Pigil na pigil ang inis na nararamdaman ni Drevon. How he wanted to erase that dumb smirk of her. He just wanted Levi's lips, nothing more, nothing less. He just wanted her. He missed her. He's been cold and mean to her for a week now, and he misses her so much. You can't? Pang-aasar ni Karina. Then, I'll just tell my dad to... Hindi na natapos ni Karina ang nais niyang sabihin nang bigla na lamang siyang halikan ni Drevon, torridly and emotionless, loveless and in an unromantic way. Sa ganoong pangyayari, bumukas ang pinto at niluwanon ang gulat na si Levi, hawak-hawak ang isang envelope. They were all shocked and Drevon instantly pushed Karina away from him. Mabilis ang tibok ng puso ni Drevon while looking at Levi with her eyes full of pain and sadness. He wanted to run to her, explain everything, and hug her tight to assure her how much he loved her and that was just misunderstanding. But that would be selfish. Lumabas si Karina at lumapit sa kanya si Levi. Look, I just went to laboratory to get you and Hunter's DNA tested. Napatingin si Drevon sa hawak ni Levi. Lumipat ang tingin nito sa mukha nito. She was smiling bitterly, but her eyes were turning reddish. Gusto niyang hablutin ang hawak nito at itapon sa basurahan. He don't need it. He know Hunter was his son, at kung hindi man kanya, ay wala rin siyang pake. He loves them both. Levi, Drevon called her. He wanted to hug her. He can't take the look in her eyes. Bakit, Drevon? Ano bang kulang sa akin? She asked. Mabilis siyang umiling. Walang kulang. She's more than enough for him. She's everything that he need. At this point, he wanted to explain. He wanted to say sorry for everything and take back his choice. His heart was filled with fear and guilt. Natatakot siya na baka tuluyan siyang iwan ni Levi, which was the original plan, but he never wanted that. Wala. Araw-araw, tinatanong ko ang sarili ko kung ano bang mali sa akin, kung saan ba ako nagkulang, kung may mali ba akong nagawa, dahil bigla ka na lang nanlamig. Drevon, wala akong ibang hinahangad kundi makasama ka. Ikaw, ako at si Hunter. Masaya naman tayo, di ba? Ayun pala, nakikarina ka na naman. Drevon, paulit-ulit na lang. Lagi na lang si Karina. Pagod na ako. She punched Drevon's chest. If she only knew how painful it is for Drevon seeing her like this. In return, Drevon just let her punch him and vent all her anger in him, wishing that it could help her ease the pain. Umupo sa sahig si Levi at umiyak ng malakas. He wanted to hug her, to comfort her. He tried so hard to stop himself. It's painful for the both of them. He was restraining himself and she was feeling betrayed. Hindi na niya kayang makita ang ganoong itsura ng babae. His heart was clenching. Umiinit na rin ang sulok ng kanyang mata. Kung pagod ka na, edi umalis ka na. He said because he can't stand seeing the love of his life begging for him, and he didn't want to cry in front of her. She stormed away from his office, and as soon as she got out, he threw everything he sees. He shouted and screamed in anger and pain. Tears started to drop from his eyes, and he bit his lower lips to stop himself from sobbing, but he can't help but to cry. He didn't want this. He only wanted her and his son in his life. He regretted having this kind of life. For the first time, he hesitated to declare wars against rivals. For the first time, he doubted the strength of his own mafia because he has a lot to lose this time. He's afraid that one wrong move, he would lose them forever. Sa kabilang banda, Dad! He shouted as soon as he stepped foot on their mansion. Lumabas ang kanyang ama mula sa opisina nito. Drevon's eyes were filled with rage. Son, malumanay na sagot ng kanyang ama. Why did you fucking send them somewhere out of my reach? He shouted at his father. Huminga ng malalim ang kanyang ama at yumuko. I don't have a choice, his father answered. What are you saying? Drevon shouted again. They threatened me that if I won't give her the ticket, they would kill you, his father answered. Mas lalo lamang nagngit-ngit sa galit si Drevon. He clenched his fist and stopped himself from hurting his father. How could he be so stupid? Sa isip-isip niya. Fuck this. Ibinato ni Drevon ang pinakamalapit na vase sa sobrang galit nito. I could handle myself, Dad. What the fuck are you thinking? Are you even thinking at all? Sigaw nitong muli sa ama. His father slapped him hard. You, don't shout at me, young man. Sigaw ni Greg sa kanyang anak. If anything bad happened to my son and wife, I swear, I'm going to fucking kill you. He shouted while gritting his teeth. His father didn't seem threatened at all. You can kill me, but not your enemies? Mapanghamon na tanong nito. Tumalim ang mga mata nito at napasabunot sa buhok. Dad, hindi mo alam ang pinagdadaanan ko. I already have plans, but you ruined it by sending them somewhere out of my reach. I'm doing my best to keep them alive, but you ruined everything. He shouted. Hindi na nakasagot ang kanyang ama. His breathing becomes heavy. Hindi na niya alam ang gagawin niya. Drevon. Sabay silang napatingin ng kanyang ama nang pumasok si Sight. Tinignan lang siya ni Drevon at hinintay ang sasabihin nito. Nightmare called me. Paninimula ni Sight. Napakunot ang noon ni Drevon at nagsimula ng lumakas ang pintig ng puso niya. Hunter and Levi's parents were kidnapped. Napaupo na lamang si Drevon sa upuan at napahawak sa kanyang sentido. He don't know what to do anymore. Prepare our men, he said coldly. Sa kabilang banda, Levi point of view. Hindi ako makapaniwala sa sinabi ni Nightmare. So, that's why Drevon pushed me away? Because Karina is a daughter of our enemy? Tuloy-tuloy ang pagtulo ng luha ko. I bet Drevon was hurting too. Tumayo ako pero hinawakan ni Nightmare ang kamay ko. Where are you going? He asked. I'm going to Drevon. We're going to fight together, side by side. I said pero mabilis na umiling si Nightmare. Don't waste his sacrifices, he said. He sacrificed for our safety. But we're no longer safe. My family was kidnapped. Karina broke their deal, so there's no point para lumayo pa ako sa kanya. I won't leave him alone, Nightmare. Huminga siya ng malalim at tumango. Let's go, he said and started dragging me outside. Sa kabilang banda, we arrived at Rockford Hospital. Nauna na akong bumaba sa sasakyan. Sumunod siya sa akin at tumigil siya sa tabi ko. Maiwan na kita rito. I need to find informations about your family's whereabouts. Tumango ako at gumiti sa kanya. Take care, Knight. Salamat. He nodded and hugged me tightly before he entered his car. Pinaalis na niya ang kotse at tumuloy na ako papasok sa hospital. Levi! Napatingin ako sa tumawag sa akin. Riley! I called back. She jogged closer to me and smiled at me. Musta? Tanong niya at tumakbay pa sa akin. I smiled faintly. I'm not fine. I need to talk to Drevon. She seemed very clueless of what's happening. Sus, nag-away na naman kayo? Saad niya pero umiling ako. My son was kidnapped. Napanganga siya sa sinabi ko. She looked really shocked and confused. Kidnapped? How? Why? And who? She asked. Hindi ko rin alam ang sagot sa mga tanong na yan. Mauna na ako. I need to see him. She's speechless but still nodded. Yeah, you should go, she said, but before I could step my foot, I stopped on my truck when the intercom suddenly announced a code blue. Sa isang iglap, ay lahat ng mga doktor ay nagtatakbuhan patungo sa entrance ng hospital, anticipating for the arrival of the patient. Nabangga pa ako ng iilan sa mga doktor kaya't umiwas ako sa daraanan nila. I suddenly got curious at tumanaw sa ngayon ay paparating na ambulansya. Maging si Riley ay tila nag-a-anticipate ng pasyente na ibababa mula sa ambulansya. Nang maibaba ang pasyente mula sa ambulansya, ay mabilis nila itong inilapag sa kama at itinulak iyon ng mga nurse. They all seemed in panic, which is weird. But when the bed is passed just right in front of where I am standing, I felt like my whole world just collapsed. Drevon? I whispered. I even heard Riley gasp beside me. Pakiramdam ko ay tinakasan ako ng lakas sa nakita ko. It was Drevon, lying helplessly on that hospital bed, bloody and lifeless. I just found myself running after them. Nang maabutan ko sila, ay hinawakan ko ang gilid ng kama at hinawakan ang kamay niya. Drevon, it's me. Please, wake up, I said while crying, but he didn't even open his eyes. Excuse me, ma'am, hanggang dito na lang po kayo, sabi ng nurse at hinarangan na nila ako at tuluyang ipinasok sa loob ng ER si Drevon. My whole body was trembling and my tears were endless. What the hell just happened? I don't know how long I've been crying and praying. I've been sitting here for a long while and still, wala pa rin ni isa ang lumalabas mula sa ER. What now? What should I do now? Ako na lang. Ako na lang ang hindi pa nila nasasaktan. Ano ba talagang gusto nila? And I'm also wondering, bakit wala ni isang tauhan niya ang nandito? Like Jack, Said, and Zask. They should be here by now, but they're not here. Where are they? I'm also worried about them. Their job is to protect Drevon, but they're not here. Bigla na lamang nang lamig ang katawan ko nang maisip ang posibilidad na iyon. No, they can't be dead, right?